Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, let me tell you, I'm making this card because I fell in love with these gorgeous little postage stamp washi tape. Now, this is from 49 and Market, and postage does seem to be like a popular thing at the moment. But when I saw these, I had to purchase them, and I do love. They have every release or theme or collection that they do. They have a roll of postage stamps, but this one in particular is the vintage artistry one, the nature study. So I will link this one down below, but if you have other 49 and Market collections that you absolutely love, then check out the postage stamps for those ones and you might enjoy those too. Now this here is like an entire roll. Now they are sort of serrated or dotted along the lines between the stamps, but I mean, I do like the torn look and they do tear nicely, but I quite like the cut look. I must admit, it kind of ends up neater, maybe, I guess, but they do tear apart. That's what you need to know. I guess it just depends on personal preference and, what project you're working on, because sometimes you want the torn look or you don't mind if one tears in half, and other times you kind of want it nice and neat. And for this one, it's going to be a little bit of the nice and neat. Now, I cut some of these apart and I pop them down. We are going to create a background with these, and this looks stunning. Did I create more than one background? Yeah, I did. I absolutely love these. They are just a roll of adhesive stamps, adhesive backed, and I think there's maybe I want to say 8 or 9 or so different stamps before it repeats. Now I have a piece of just regular cardstock. This is the 110 pound Frenchville brand that I purchased here at Spotlight in New Zealand, and I know that the Australian Spotlight sells exactly the same one. It is very, very affordable for a whole ream. I think I pay around, depending on if they're on sale or not, $17 to $20 New Zealand money for a whole ream of this paper. So it is beautiful. It stamps beautifully. You can blend ink on it beautifully. I can use alcohol markers on it beautifully. It is comparable, in my opinion, to the Nina Solar White, which is what I used to use. But yes, much more affordable and much more readily available for me here in New Zealand in particular. Now, for the background, I am just placing these stamps down. I'm going higgledy-piggledy all over the place. Not upside down, but definitely both ways, sideways. Some of these stamps are portrait and some are landscape, so that definitely helps. I cut off some of the edges so that I can reuse them and fill up the edge spaces without having to use a whole postage stamp. And then this is the gorgeous background that we have created. Now this, to me, is just gorgeous. I love this as is, for sure, but I'm actually going to add some ink. Now this is the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. I would say any dye ink is going to work here, honestly. Now you might like to add in like a bit of blue, a little bit of blue to the background here. That would look really nice too. But I'm actually just going to use my finger. That's mainly because I'm lazy and because it's effective. You could definitely use an ink blending tool or something like that. Now this is going to sit into all of those gorgeous little cracks in between the postage stamps as well. It will sit on top of the adhesive, the stamps a little bit, but if I give that a gentle buff off, about 20% or so might rub off the top before it dries, just because I want there to be less, but it is definitely going to stick. So you can see here, it just goes right in between those cracks and colors that white bit, but it kind of leaves a gorgeous white border, right up really close to the stamp. So I love this background that I created. It did not take me long at all. As I said, I ended up making quite a few. Now this is the Elegant Ornament die here from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I love this. I think this is just great for creating a focal point. Now you guys, I actually made this video, I filmed this video quite a while ago, and I think I lost the footage, or I deleted the footage. And then in my mind, I had already uploaded this to my channel, so I'm 99% sure it's not on there. If this is already up and it's already a video, then let me know in the comment section down below, or maybe just don't, because we'll just leave it here. It's okay. But I don't think it's there. I've had a look and I don't think I can see it. And so I just really enjoyed this one. And then when I thought I had lost it and deleted it, the footage, I thought, oh well, that's okay, because I film a lot of cards, but I also don't film a lot of cards. I create a lot of cards off camera and just for my own enjoyment rather than having to worry about filming and editing and uploading and all those lovely things. And that was just going to be one of them. But actually, I have no idea now where this one's at. But I thought that this was a fun one because using these gorgeous stamps, and as I said, there are lots of other collections out there using with these. This is just the Vintage Artistry Nature Study one, which really caught my eye. Now, I have die cut out this. I have added 3 of the die cuts to give some dimension. I have also trimmed off the top of the Elegant Ornament die just because it was too large for my card front, and I knew I would be trimming it down a little bit, just because then I'm going to have a gorgeous border on my card front, or you can just make sure all of the sides are nice and even and things. And then I did want a little bit of focal point in the center of that circle of the elegant die. So I actually have die cut out a piece in vellum as well. Here, I just had a little bit because I'd cut all the edges. Now I had that stark white shining through. So I just took my finger again and the same brown ink, and I'm just running it around the edges just to get rid of that stark white edge. We are going to have the gorgeous contrast of the stark white with this die cut here. So I'm not worried about that, but I just wanted the background to have, all be the same. Now, because this is kind of a busy background, that's why I wanted the little vellum piece to go in the center there of the circle. Now, this is just going to, just bring it down one little bit and really create that focal point for us. This is the mini creative pad. Now, these always sell out really fast, but this was, I think, maybe $2.30 US. But look at all these gorgeous flowers. There's foliage, there is flowers, and then on the other side, there is different colours throughout the pack, but it has a sort of coordinating solid colour. Well, it actually does have a light pattern to it, but, a solid-ish print colour there that you can use as a background. But what I do, I just go ahead and when I'm sitting in front of the TV or I'm watching kids' sports or something like that, then I go ahead and fussy cut these out. And it's my favourite because they're all really easy to fussy cut. And that means I can just, have a whole bunch of them ready to go. These are beautiful focal points, nice and easy. And then I can also die cut out a little bit of foliage if I would like to, and that's what I'm going to steal from this die set here. I just want this little bit of foliage, excuse my brown finger from the inking, but I just use this and I use it with some of the solid side of that paper pad we just saw. Then I'm going to take a little piece of 1mm foam tape doubled up, so it's 2mm. That's going to hold up my little piece of vellum, just so that it is off the background and we get the full effect of that vellum. Then I will layer up a few of these little flowers. Now, I wasn't sure how many I wanted to add. I love the idea that it's sort of nice and bright and a change from the background. I did think I could add 3 little flowers. I thought I could add 1 big flower. I think there's lots of different arrangements that you could pop on here, but maybe I will just pop 3 little ones. I mean, both look fine. Can you tell that I was struggling to choose? I kept going back and forth and I really could not make up my mind. I think they both look fine. I think with the busy background, just 1 is a good amount. So I've actually gone with just the 1. I creased it up a little bit for a little bit of dimension. This one is going to be hand delivered. I have someone in mind for this beautiful card. But I think with that little bit of foliage poking out the side and just 1 gorgeous big pink flower, that is going to be perfect for this one. So to finish this off, I have the Simple Stories. This is this gorgeous sticker book. I have been loving these. This is a great value for money product, which is what we like to see in our card making because we invest a lot in our supplies at times and we do want to make the most of them. So I will pop a gorgeous little, just a little note down there, a little note to say hello. And then this is going to go onto a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base, and it's got that gorgeous stark white border which goes along with the white decorative element, the elegant ornament that we've got there as well. And this one is all done. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it, and I hope I haven't released this already, and I will see you next time. Bye.